Do you mind introduction, first name?
Hi, I'm Rob, and I had my surgery. I was the last one on Wednesday, and everything went well. It was pretty smooth. Took me. I was a little groggy from the anesthesia, but I heard from the anesthesiologist that I got up off the operating table and onto the gurney without anyone else's help, so I wasn't too groggy. And then I got discharged from the hospital within less than 24 hours, and they offered me the second pain narcotics.
And lauded narcotics. It's a good thing. You should take that.
But I opted not to do the second one. I did the one right after clinic.
So you're disagreeing with me on tape?
No, it was great. I just didn't need it. I was ready to get out of the hospital and go to my grandma's house. So that's what I did. And a few days, I've been a little bit nauseous, but I haven't thrown up. Actually, the first day I did, when I took some, because I traveled, I took a little bit of the Children's Tylenol and Benadryl,
right.
And the time I took it, I think something was too sweet, and immediately I
Gotcha.
so,
Yeah.
And but it was after that, I haven't had any problems with that. But I have been a little bit nauseous, and I have a little, like we were talking about, it's a little bit like a hiccup burp, but and then I feel better.
Do you have? Does it feel like it's trouble things going through there?
No.
No, but just some nausea.
Just nausea, but it's not bad at all.
Okay. Just as a reminder, one of the things to do is to try some more of the Benadryl. The Benadryl is a very junior anti-nausea agent. It's very mild. The other thing is, if you think about it, it's not too surprising that you have some unpleasant feelings because of the magnitude of the surgery. Our desire, our wishes, along with yours, is you had no problems at all. It's nice that you don't have anything worse than the mild nausea you described, but we might be able to fiddle with that a little bit. The idea there is that to remember, you had your stomach crushed, stapled, cut in half, sewed upon, and stapled. Again. Well, so another word for nausea that people often use is upset stomach. You know, and it's hard to imagine a more upset stomach than one that's just been through that. So sometimes a little taste of the Benadryl, if it makes you sleepy, that's a good choice at night. Sometimes, if that doesn't improve, we have the powerful prescription medicines that you got or should have gotten in your... there's something called Phenergan or promethazine. And that's a prescription anti-nausea medicine that you can try.
I did take, at the very beginning of right after, I think I've taken 2. And
did it help at all?
It helped.
Good. Did it make you real sleepy? Or?
It made,
not too bad?
It wasn't too bad at all. It wasn't, it helped out a little bit. And now the nausea's not bad enough to take that.
Okay. Just remember you have that, and then you have the other medicine called Reglan. Its other name is called metoclopramide, and this is good again for the internet, for people to hear about this. These are the medicines you have as backup. If you have nausea, first of all, don't hesitate to call, but you also can use those for mild nausea. And it may be that for the next several days, as you heal, you might still have little bits of occasional nausea, and as you pointed out, and for the rest of the group, sometimes certain kinds of foods taken certain ways are more likely to cause nausea or to protect you from nausea. So one of the amazing things is sugars are different now, I would guess, than before.
Yeah.
Were you much of a sweet eater at all before surgery?
I like chocolate.
Chocolate. How do you feel about chocolate now?
I haven't had any cravings.
Yeah. Or another way to ask it is, do you notice a change in how hungry you are?
Yeah, I haven't been hungry at all.
Pardon me?
I haven't been hungry at all. Not even a little bit. And I'm here with my wife and 2 kids, but they're not in this room. But we went to a fast food place, and I was in the car. I smelt the food. It smelled great. I thought it was wonderful. But I wasn't hungry at all and had no problem with not eating anything.
Yeah, and
not even close.
I'd just like to stop and say, That's a pretty remarkable story you just told.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's worth the $20 I paid you to tell it.
Exactly. He actually
Only
paid
20?
for the Carl's Jr.
I would ask more.
He's like, okay, here's 20. Go through there. And
But does that surprise you?
yeah, what I really actually enjoyed was that the smells still smelled good.
Right.
That I didn't feel like, oh, I have to leave the room or anything. Because we also had dinner with my grandma. There was a wonderful meal and stuff. It all smelled great, but I had my little soup and Gatorade and Tums. And
again, so for the group or for those who are listening for the first time, this is a pretty remarkable story, and I think we may hear it over and over again. But what we think is happening, the explanation for this is that when the stomach is cut and the vagus nerve to the stomach are cut, the hunger hormone called
Ghrelin.
good job, right? Called ghrelin goes down in the bloodstream. Ghrelin equals hunger. When it goes up, you're hungry. When it goes down, you're not. And so what we think in our post-op patients is that that hunger is turned down. We don't want it to go away completely because that would lead to anorexia, not eating, no hunger, and starvation, and possibly death. So what we want to do for hunger is turn it down. We don't want to turn it off, because we need it just like we need a little bit of heat. We don't need too much. We don't need too little. And so what we hope is that after your surgery, and we see it in a lot of our patients, it will turn down that hunger, and that experience that you had of enjoying the smells, enjoying the taste, we hope, of food as you heal, will still be there, but at a more moderate level, that you can enjoy life. You will be able to have chocolate and steak and French fries and all kinds of things, but at a turned down, moderate, healthier